Boom! Welcome on the Podium Sports, where we step up and ask tough questions. Today, step up to the podium, and we're gonna answer and talk about why Bryce just got benched. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I don't think it was right. I don't think it was fair. I don't think it was smart. But then again, it's the Carolina Panthers. It's like, and I have to learn. I would say, look at Baker Mayfield. These such organizations like Carolina and Cleveland don't know what they're doing at the end of the day. Right? This is the same owner throwing drinks at people. And they just hired a new GM, right? Because the other one was trashy. So you got to think about that first of all. These organizations don't know what they're doing. Carolina doesn't know what they're doing, right? They don't know what they're doing. I like Dave Canales. He looked like a mind last year for Tampa Bay. He looked like, I ain't going to say the mastermind. He ain't on that tier. I'll say, or a genius. But I will say that he looked like a mind last year, and he did a really good job with Baker and them. But I just don't understand, because usually I say give players 2 years, but Bryce Young has an instability every year. Like, he's had a new coach almost every year he's been in Carolina, right? And then just before he got Canales, he had Frank Wright, which by the way made no sense. Why would you hire a coach that just got fired? Frank Wright, it was obvious that he was like not no good. Like, he had just got fired. He was no good. He was damaged goods, bro. It was obvious. Like, it was obvious that he couldn't win with the Colts roster. So what made you think he was gonna win with your roster? By the way, who won 9 games last year? Pretty much the same roster, right? Well, you thought you could win with Frank Wright, right? So that's why this organization, you hire a coach just got fired because he couldn't win with that roster. You think he was going to win with your roster? That's what that was dumb. I would have kept the guy they had before, right? Sorry, I don't know his name. I would have kept the guy they had before. So that, to me, that was dumb. And then throwing drinks at people. I mean, the whole organization's a mess. They don't know what they're doing. It's like the Browns, Baker Mayfield. They don't know what they're doing, right? So I'll tell you this right now. Bryce Young's going to go somewhere else, and at some point in his career, he's going to have a Baker Mayfield resurgence, and you're going to see why he's going to win overall pick. Because that kid's special. And that kid has a chance to make a lot of money in this league and be a big-time player. I'm telling you right now. I don't know what the Panthers do, like the Browns. If the Browns don't know what they're doing. If the Panthers say this guy's trash, I ain't buying it, because the Panthers don't know what trash looks like, right? I mean, or they do, but they don't know what good players look like at the end. They don't know what elite looks like. They have no elite players. And the one guy that they thought was elite got 3 touchdowns put on his head by the Saints, right? So that's my thing. So I'm telling you right now. Bryce, what doesn't make sense benching Bryce Young is my thing is, this is his first year on the canal. It's only week 2. Like, this is his first coordinator, I can say, a play caller that's, okay, this guy actually knows what he's doing when it comes to calling plays on offense. And he actually one of the better offensive play callers in the game. And so he has a rough week 1 and week 2, because really, this is his first year in a real NFL offensive system, and a play caller knows what he's doing, like I just said. And you're going to bench after week 2 and start Andy Dalton? My thing with doing this is, what does it do? You're not going to win games with Andy Dalton. You're obviously not going to win games with Bryce Young right now. You might as well just let Bryce Young continue to get the reps and develop. That's why it doesn't make sense. What's the point of starting Andy Dalton? You might as well start Bryce Young and let him develop and let him get the reps and just learn through the fire. And I'm giving Bryce Young a new. And how about this? How about you put a better roster around him, right? The reason why Jared Goff looks so good, really good roster, right? You look better when you have a better roster around you. So about the next 2 to 3 years you spend. I think if you gave Bryce 2 years in this offense, he look a lot different with some better weapons, right? So how about you give him some better weapons, a better defense, some better coaching, right? I won't say they coaches. I won't, because there's only 2 games. I gave Bryce the pass on that. I got to give the coaches that. So I don't know that I do believe in Canales. I believe the D coordinator. Seattle interviewed a lot of teams interviewed for head coach. They have been one of the elite defensive minds in the game, but they need to get some talent to be able to retain it. Right? When you get 47 dropped on you, I mean, come on, man. That's why I started come on. And your home opening game, as a head coach for Canales, and then one of the best defensive minds of football, supposed to be on the other side. He's revered, and maybe some people don't think that, but I'm telling you right now, in NFL GMs and owners circles, he's revered. And he may have the chance to go be at a better team, being a D coordinator, being a head coach somewhere else in the future. I'm sure right now. Actually, he's revered, right? That dude was a popping name last year in the offseason for head coaching job, stuff like that. So, and D coordinator, stuff like that. So, Carolina's good they're able to retain him, but man, how about you go put a better team around him? Because it's a lot easier to be a quarterback when you have weapons that you can trust and an offensive. And I know they got Lewis and Morton and Robert Hunt and Ike Ekwonu. But and I give them that offensive line is good. It's pretty decent. I know I like those guys that got up there now. But how would you get some better receivers? How would you get some tight ends that can actually get vertical and block? I like when they got a running back with Brooks. I'm not the biggest Chuba Hubbard fan, but how would you go add another? Give it another year, go add another running back. Now you got two. I like Hubbard. I think Brooks sitting is higher. I think Hubbard's just a good back, but nothing special. It's a lot easier to be a quarterback. Every quarterback's best friend is a run game. So how about you go build a running back room that you can rely on, have 2 to 3 backs you can count on, or at least 1 or 2, Brooks or somebody else, right? Boom, cut out Chuba Hubbard. Upgrade your roster, right? Go get some better receivers, right? Everybody's talking about, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, at the end of the day, as much as I like Deontay Johnson, I mean, look what Bryce Young's throwing to. Deontay Johnson, Tommy Tremble, Xavier Legette, Adam Thielen. I saw clips he was open and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, those aren't the best. Like there could be better. There could be a lot better. And the other thing too is, do you trust those guys? Do you think highly of them? Because if I think, oh man, this dude ain't, they decent. Because yeah, it's cool to say it in media, but when you're at home on a game with your friends, when you talking with your family, all that kind of stuff, you just by yourself and you're like, oh man, that Thielen guy, he alright, but he ain't it's not. Or like, man, if Bryce got Tyreek Hill, I bet you'd be trying to get Tyreek Hill the ball every play, right? So can you get him a dominant number one? Like, look how easy. Why you think it's a coincidence that Joe Burrow looks so good? Now, I'm not saying that's because of, but it helps, especially as a young quarterback, to look better when you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It helps Baker Mayfield when he has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Trey Palmer, right? It helps. And they have a really good, I forgot his name, excuse me, but they have a really good tight end. Excuse me. That ain't his name, but I think that's his name, excuse me. I think that's his name, excuse me. I think that's his name, excuse me. Bucks tight end, excuse me. No, but that ain't his name, but yeah, really good tight end over there. I forgot his name. Excuse me, but I forgot his name. But he's over at Tampa Bay. They have a really good tight end over there. They had. I'm forgetting everybody. They have really good running back over there too. That they can rely on, and then they're building an offensive line over there. It helps when you have, but because easily they have 2 of the top. That's the top receiver doing the league. I don't know. They're like the definition of Mr. Like they're up there with Lockett, Tyler Lockett, like Mr. Reliable. So it's just like that's my thing. When you have an elite, it makes it a lot easier, right? There's no dominant number one. So, especially you can go through and find clips of, oh, Thielen was open, this guy was open. But you may get open off a coverage bust, but at the end of the day, and on top of that too, if your quarterback is going to trust you to get open consistently, it doesn't matter if we can pull up clips at the end of the day. These quarterbacks aren't robots. They have emotions and feelings too. Like at the end of the day, you're going to favor certain things over another. If you don't trust your receiver to get open, you're not going to look his way, even if he may, you know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. If you don't trust him to get open consistently, right? You can have a bust and you get open everyone, but if you don't get open consistently enough for the quarterback to trust you, he's not going to look your way even when you think he should. That's why I think, even if you pull some clip, here's some clips of Bryce Young, guy wide open, it's because you don't trust him to get open consistently enough, right? That's the next thing too, because there's no dominant number one, dominant two. They have really good number twos. Like at the end of the day, when he was at his best was when he was with Stephon Diggs and when he was with Justin Jefferson. He was a number 2, right? And they need number 1. Deontay Johnson's a really good number 2, right? But they need a number 1. If they get number 1, and I don't think Legette is going to be that, or is that, and he's a rookie anyway. So if he is going to become that, and receivers is one of the easy positions where they break out. I mean, once literally once they hit the league, their clock is ticking. Like the receivers come in the league and dominate week 1, week 2. Like it doesn't take long at all for the receivers to dominate. So we'll know about how good Legette is pretty fast. I'll say that. But again, he's only week 2, so it's not like you're really gonna sit there and Legette is gonna be it's not like they got Mark Harrison Jr. or something. So or Malik Neighbors or Adunze. So that's the thing too. So I think Carolina can do a better job of getting him weapons, right? My thing I see it if I'm Carolina is Look, yeah, he may be in for 2 years, or my bad, he may be in. I'm bugging. He in the second year. I'm bugged out. He's in the second year. He may be in the second year, but you gotta look at it like this, right? Um, at the end of the day, like this is almost like you got to reset his clock because, like I said, this is the first play call. You could say that he's actually being able to come in and this guy actually has an idea of, and actually knows what it looks like. He's called plays at a high level in big time games for big time football teams and won games. Calling plays that had a really good offense at a high level on a high level team at high stakes and all. Like he showed up when it matters as a play caller, and he's called plays in high level games. Like I said, for a high level team against really good teams that can match him in talent, and he schemed guys open and he schemed up an offense, right? For a team like we didn't think we were going to do a lot last year. So he has an idea. You can at least say, give him the benefit of the doubt, he knows what he's doing. He has an idea of what he's doing. Now, I'm not saying he's elite. I'm not saying he's mastermind. I'm saying he's genius. No. Shanahan level, no. Not yet. He hasn't proved that, but he knows what he's doing, right? He has an idea. So you almost got to reset the clock where it's like, okay, let's see now. Okay, now I'm resetting the clock. What can he do now if you give him 2 years on the Canales? Now the Panthers, obviously, I'm talking about this. They're not going to give him. He's not getting an opportunity right now. I will see in the future, long season to go, right? But they're not giving him right now. I just think it's a shame. Like I said, you're not going to win against Andy Dalton. You're not going to win against Bryce Young. Andy Dalton, what is he going to teach Bryce Young? I just don't understand that. Like at the end of the day, everybody talks about, like at the end of the day, yeah, you can sit a quarterback, but he should be sitting behind somebody he can learn from. I mean, Andy Dalton's a really good player, and I'm not going to discredit him like that. But I mean, Alex Smith, Aaron Rodgers, those are the guys. Like, I'm no offense, but and the thing is when you sit behind those guys, because Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers when he was still winning MVPs, right, and competing for championships. Patrick Mahomes sitting by Alex Smith while the Chiefs are still winning, right? And he was able to, and see how it run. Andy Dalton, like at the end of the day, at this point in his career, what is he going? And not say he could pull and also he knows he's been Pro Bowl and he's been a real top quarterback in the league, so he knows he can still pull from that knowledge. But when Bryce Young is watching him, he's gonna see it's different when you're watching an elite quarterback and you're watching a quarterback pass with Brian. Even if he could pull stuff from his past and teach that to Bryce, it's saying it and doing are two different things. And being able to watch that and then hearing about it and then he's saying that, but it's different, right? So I said we'll see Andy Dalton teach him, but either way, you're not going to win games with Andy Dalton. You don't feel like you win games, but you're not going to win games with Bryce Young, obviously. Is that all Bryce Young's fault? No. But why not just let Bryce Young take the bullets, learn, and then let him be burned by the fire and learn the scheme and eventually he'll catch it? Because here's the thing. Everybody talks about, C.J. Stroud, they busted. They should have to C.J. Stroud, all that kind of stuff. Y'all forget. C.J. Stroud had D'Amico Ryan's one of the best head coaches in the league, flat out. I'm just telling you that right now. That dude was a stud, and I believed in him from day one. Just the character and the makeup of that dude, man. I already knew he was gonna be a stud. And I'm gonna start getting stuff on video so I can go back and show y'all. And y'all gonna have it on. It's gonna be on here, but I'm gonna start putting it on the internet. But I knew that dude's gonna be a stud, man, and he's a great head coach. That helps. I think people really underrate how much coaching matters for especially young quarterbacks. There's a reason why Shanahan and Andy Reid have been to Super Bowl, 2 of the last 4 years? There's a reason for that. There's a reason why the Cowboys have it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, the players got to execute, but coaching matters. If you don't have coaching, you can't do what you want to do. It hinders you. Just like if you don't have talent, you have to have both. You cannot have one or the other. So that's my thing. Is people underrate, like having D'Amico Ryan is one of the best coaches in the league. Was it? Did he not win? Excuse me, I'm wrong. Excuse me, right? If I'm wrong, but I think he won Coach of the Year. Either way, he's one of the best young coaches in the league. And then he has Bobby Slow, who, if you didn't know, was getting looks just like the Panthers coordinator getting looks at head coaching job around the league. Right? He was a hot name, just like the Panthers coordinator. Like that helps. This dude has one of the best offensive minds in the game. Plus, D'Amico Ryan is one of the best head coaches in the game. Yeah, it looks real. Yeah, it's great. Like, everybody, like, oh my gosh. Look at Stroud. He should have drafted Stroud. But look what he has around him. Plus, Nico Collins broke out last year. He's become a star receiver in the league. And he had Tank Dell, who broke out his rookie year, became a star receiver in the league. And he had Dalton Schultz, who's been one of the best vertical threat tight ends, one of the best receiving tight ends, and pass-catching tight ends in the league. Plus, he had a franchise left tackle in Larmaine Tunsil. Right? So that's my thing. Plus, he had Devin Singletary, who was really good for them last. Even talked about it. I mean, he was underrated. I don't say he elite, but he was really underrated for what he was able to do. and take pressure off CJ in the run game and in the pass game, being able to be a really good, reliable check down. Again, somebody CJ could trust in that offense. Plus, he had Brevin Jordan. So it's not just people just see, oh, CJ, but it's about it takes it's like I say, it takes a village to raise a kid. It takes a village to be able to unleash a quarterback, especially a young one. So everybody talks about CJ, but they don't talk about Bobby Slow, his elite offensive mind. They don't talk about D'Amico Ryans, the best defensive minds and one of the elite offensive minds in the game. They don't talk about Lemay Johnson. They don't talk about Nico Collins breaking out. They don't talk about Tank Dell breaking out. They don't talk about Brevin Jordan. They don't talk about Devin Singletary. They don't talk about Dalton Schultz. They don't talk about them dudes, bro. They don't. So that's my whole thing. They don't talk about that. The Texans offensive line, I mean, it was good last year. Like, they took a step up, right? They took a step up last year. Mainly the slope because he knows how to protect his offensive line, not let them get abused or put them in situations where long, obvious passing downs where they can really, like, he knows how to, just like I say, Scott Shannon knows how to protect his offensive line, quick throws, RPOs, run game, protect your offensive line, don't let D-line tee off from here. It was already here, right? So when you got to be here if it's RPOs, quick throws, all that kind of stuff. So he does a good job of play action, does a good job of protecting his offensive line. But the offensive line for Texas took a step. I don't know if you know, they took a step up last year. Like Kenyon Green, I don't know. I'm not sure how many games but Juszczyk played. He was really good. I mean, Townsend Titus. I think he was out last year though. But man, when them dudes was playing, they was really good. They looked like a good unit, and the reason why they made it run the playoffs, right? They took a step up. That helps too. You can trust your offensive line. So, and they don't have that in Carolina. He also doesn't trust his offensive line. And the thing is, they just got put together. Damian Lewis wasn't there last year. Robert Hunt wasn't there last year. Ike Kwanu had a great start to his career, and he's been up and down ever since, right? We haven't seen him get back to that base level. I can say Taylor Morton's been a stalwart, though. Excuse me for bringing on his center's name. But that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody talks about Stroud, but there's more than him. The Stroud, like, this, it takes a whole team and a whole coaching staff to unleash a quarterback. So, like I said, I just think the Panthers are doing it all wrong, and they're trying to find somebody to blame, and they're blaming Bryce. And it's just not like he's not God. Like he's human. He can only do so much. So I think this is stupid. And honestly, it just tells you what kind of organization the Panthers are. The Panthers organization is gonna end up regretting this, just like the Browns did with Baker Mayfield. He's gonna end up being a great player or a really good player somewhere else and being having a great career and showing him like, look, you shouldn't have let me go. You had the quarterback, you didn't even know it though because your organization, that's horrible. That Panthers organization is horrible. They have a horrible organization, a horrible front office, a horrible roster, and we'll see about that coaching staff. But man, I'm not a fan of the move at all. That was ridiculous. I think it's going to end up burning them, and good luck to the Panthers. And if y'all got Carson Beck, y'all deserve, like, if y'all think Carson Beck gonna be the answer over Bryce Young, y'all are really out of your minds. I'm just saying it right now. But yeah, that's just the dumbest thing ever. You just should not have benched Bryce Young. I just looked at all the reasons why that was dumb. The Panthers don't know what they're doing, and they haven't known what they're doing since Cam Newton left. Let's just be flat. They haven't. They haven't known what to do as an organization since Cam Newton left. So maybe you'd have to wait another 20 years to draft another Cam Newton until they figure out what they're doing. But until then, and Ron Rivera. So until then, the Panthers will continue to be trash. They're going to continue to be a trashy organization that doesn't know what they're doing. And continue to make rational moves because media is saying this and making quick knee-jerk reactions to things. Trust, who cares what the media is saying? Trust what you got in your facility and your coaching staff and your team. Block out the outside noise. We only care about what people got to say in this building, and we believe in this kid right here, right? So that's my thing. Because now here's the thing too. How can you, if the owner and team can't even believe in Bryce, how can the team believe in him? It's over. I just don't see how it's gonna work out there. Bryce Young, look, if you want to come to Seattle, we'll welcome you. We will welcome you with a whole dinner and meal, all right? We'll take you to a 5-star dinner. I'm gonna treat you well. I got some guys named Metcalf and Jigba. They need a quarterback in the future. So, man, it's gonna be. Look, he's gonna be another Geno Smith, a big man. He's gonna figure it out at some point, and some team's gonna get a steal, and they're gonna regret it. And Panthers, guess what? It's still gonna be sucking. So that division's only getting tougher and tougher. Bucks, Falcons, and it looks like the Saints maybe find something with Kubiak and Dennis Allen, and we'll see about them. But man, like I said, I'm done. I'm done with the Panthers. That organization, I won't be talking about that much unless they have something to talk about, which they don't win a lot. They don't play many marquee games because they sucky. So ain't much to talk about. But man, this is a horrible move by organization. And that's why they will continue to be a trash, bottom-feeding organization that's not going to win nothing, jack crap. And they'll be remembered for Cam Newton. And guess what? That's been almost a decade ago. So, and Panthers could be an organization that continues to live in the past instead of the future and the present. Is what it is. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. We out. And I'm doing the stupid old practice.